I had quite an interesting journey with pumps with my second baby. So I was looking for a pump. I found one of those manual breast pump. You had to use your hands, and my hands started to get numb on each side. So I went for an electrical pump. But I always had to make sure, where are my 7 parts? Are they all here? Are they all clean? I wanted something inexpensive and something easy to use. And I've been giving a Haakaa pump. And I thought, what is this? I want a pump that looks like a vase. And it actually changed my life. So that brings me to today's topic, and that is how to use the Haakaa pump, what to avoid, and of course how to store breast milk. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Christine, I am from Haakaa and I'm a mom of 2. If you need support on your breastfeeding or motherhood journey, we are here for you. Just make sure to subscribe and push the bell button to get notified. If someone refers to a Haakaa, they refer to our Haakaa pump. These ones here. They work with continuous suction, and the continuous suction draws your milk out. Because it's a manual pump, just like any other pump, be it like electrical pump or manual hand pump, or using your hand to express milk, it can affect your supply. Now you wonder, why would I use a Haakaa pump? There are different scenarios why you could use a Haakaa pump. Say, for example, if you want to catch your letdown. So you have baby on one side, feeding, and you put your Haakaa on the other side just to catch your letdown. The other scenario would be if you're quite engorged, when your breast is quite full because maybe baby has been sleeping through the night. You can use the Haakaa pump to relieve a little bit of engorgement, just to get this initial flow, so it's easy for baby to latch on, as well as building a stash. So if you use the Haakaa pump in between feeds, for example, you could build a stash. Or another scenario will be if you are experiencing a low milk supply and you want to increase your supply, you can use the Haakaa pump to do so, just like any other pump. So these 4 scenarios are just 4 of the top reasons why you would want to use a pump, but there are many other different reasons out there. We do have a lot of moms, they're asking, how soon after birth can I start pumping? And in general, it is recommended to breastfeed exclusively about 4 to 6 weeks. However, there might be different circumstances when a mom may need to pump shortly after birth. And that, for example, if your baby is not latching properly, or baby and mom are separated because baby might be NICU, or baby is feeding through a tube, say for example, because they're not gaining enough weight, or for example your medical professional has advised you to pump straight after birth. So based on these circumstances, it might be different for every mom when to start pumping really. We've got 3 different generations. We've got generation 1, generation 2, and generation 3. The difference between all of those is generation 1 comes in one size, which is 100 milliliter, which is about 4 ounces. Generation 2 comes in 2 different sizes, which is 100 and 150 milliliters, which is about 4 and 5 ounces. And generation 3 comes also in 2 different sizes, which comes in 160 mil. Hold on. It's about 6 ounces, and a 250 milliliters, which is about 9 ounces. As you can see, generation 1 and 2 look very similar. So they're one-piece items, silicone items, and they're quite light as well. They're lightweight products. The only visible difference is the fact that generation 2 has a suction bottom and generation 1 does not. Otherwise, they look identical. Our generation 3 has the strongest suction out of all of our generations, regardless how you apply it. And that is because our generation 3 has a bottle bottom and the silicone is thicker compared to generation 2 and 1, and that allows a stronger suction. Our generation 3 has 3 different parts to it. So you've got a bottle bottom, you've got a flange part, and you've got a ring. So you've got 3 different items. We also have for generation 3, as you can see, that's detachable. We've got 6 different attachments that fit on the generation 3, which basically grows with your baby, starting from a flange, using it the pump, to a bottle T, to a feeding spoon, up to like a sealing disc where you can use it as a storage container, which is really, really cool. So it basically grows with your baby. If you want to know more about our generation 3 range, please comment below and we will make a whole video about our generation 3. Alright, so these are all our generations. Really cool part to know about the pumps are that the flange sizes are the same. So it doesn't really matter if you are large busted or if you have a smaller cup. Now I'm going to show you how to use the Haakaa pump by using our generation 2. What is important to know, the more air you squeeze out of a pump, the stronger the suction will be. You might look at it and you wonder, well, an electrical pump has different suction levels. How can I do this with this, one-piece items or three-piece items for our generation 3? But it's very easy, and I'm just going to show you. So if you have a generation 1 or 2, you've got this little bump here. And what you want to do, you squeeze at the bottom of it, below the bump. You take your breast and you center the pump over your nipple. You make sure that your nipple is centered, because what you want to avoid is that the nipple is touching any of the silicone wall. If the nipple touches the silicone walls, it could potentially be a little bit uncomfortable or even sore. Once it's nicely centered, you let go, and as you can see here, a little bit of air has been pushed out. So the continuous suction around here right now really draws your milk out, okay? The other way of applying the pump is if you fold the flange back. So folding the flange back is a quite common way of applying the pump. It's the stronger way of applying your suction. And a lot of moms are under the impression that's the only way of applying the pump. But as I just showed you, there's another way as well. So if you fold the flange back just like that, again, make sure you squeeze the bottom, because the more air you squeeze out, the stronger the suction will be. Again, make sure that your nipple is nicely centered. Now you've got a smaller opening, so that should be a little bit easy to navigate. Hold it squeezed, fold your flange back just like that, and once it's on, you can just release. You can see here how nicely your breast tissue has been drawn into the pump. And again, the suction will just do its job. You don't need to do anything. But if you do find that after, a couple minutes or so, there's no milk coming out, no drop or nothing, then you can just stimulate your breasts a little bit, your nipple, by moving the bottom of your pump. So that just stimulates your nipple a little bit and should help with getting the milk flowing. Me personally, I preferred the lighter suction. That's just personal preference. There are a lot of other moms out there like the stronger suction, but you need to find out what's more comfortable for you. And another tip I can give you, try when baby's not around. Yeah, when baby is sleeping, for example, or baby is playing and distracted. So play with the pump, give a little play. It's key that you find out what works best for you, because then you will have the best results. As you can see here, the breast tissue has nicely been drawn into the pump, and you might think, oh, that looks painful, that looks uncomfortable, but that shouldn't really be the case. So if you apply the pump, you should not experience any pain in any way. What you can do to avoid pinching or discomfort is you can, for example, just apply the pump without pushing the air out. So fold the flange back and don't push the air out, just hold it and fold the flange back just like that. That way, it is still a strong suction, but not as strong as if you would push the air out. As you can see here, no air has been pushed out. It still does the job, because the continuous suction will still draw your milk out. So if you use this method of applying your pump by not squeezing any air out, but folding the flange back, you're basically placing the flange onto your breast, which allows less friction between the pump and your breast tissue. And another reason why you may feel discomfort is the suction perhaps is too strong for you. So just use the lighter suction by squeezing less air out, because remember, the more air you squeeze out, the stronger the suction will be. Alright, so now you've seen how to use the Haakaa Pump with using suction. You can also use the pump using no suction, and I'm just going to show you how, because there are two different ways. You can use any pumping bra. This is our Haakaa Pumping and Nursing Bra. Our Haakaa Pumping Bra has 2 layers, which provides great support for the pump when you put that in. So it's layer 1 and layer 2. You just put your pump in, wrap the layers around the pump. So that way there's no suction at all, but it stays in place. You can catch your letdown or your leakage using the Haakaa Pump with no suction. So the second way of using the pump without suction could be using a pump strap. This is our pump strap. It's 100% silicone, very flexible, and has those beads, which is really cool, because if you put them through the adjustment holes here, you can really find the right level that's right for you if you want to use your pump. This band will go around the neck of your flange, just like that. Then you put it around your neck, just like that. Once you have applied it, you can just adjust the level a little bit and pop your pump on, and that way again you can catch your letdown and your leakage without using any suction at all. And the same as the bra, if your baby kicks it off, there's nothing to worry about because it's nice and secure with the strap, and yeah, there will be no leakage. And this is another way how you can use the strap. Now you know how to express your milk, it's time to store it. Grab a milk storage container, like our Haakaa milk storage bag, pour your milk in, and make sure you store it accordingly. On the screen you can see the New Zealand milk storage guidelines, but please make sure you follow your local milk storage guidelines just because they're all a little bit different. I would love to know your experience about the Haakaa or any pump for that matter. So if you have any more questions, comment below and let me know. You can find us on our social media. Don't forget to subscribe, push the bell button to get notified, and hopefully see you next time. Bye! Demonstration time.
Do you need the boob?
I do need the boob. Might need to get the boob. Let's roll the boob in. And if you want to know more about the Generation 3 range, comment below and we can do a whole video about the Generation 3. It's a whole different world for you.
It's in a whole different world. I'm gonna keep that.
No.